No. Bit of a somber day.
You'll be the Browns.
It's our first climb since Patrick's injury. Yet the mountain remains, and we remain optimistic that he will climb once again. But for now, let's see if Matthew Stafford retains his spot atop Mahomes Mountain.
Indeed, we will. And you're right, KW. Patrick went a couple years without being anywhere but atop Mahomes Mountain.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when he ran away with MVP and they won the Super Bowl, and the next year they won the Super Bowl again, and the next year they went 15-1 and they went to the Super Bowl again.
We know.
Good old days.
I didn't know he had never.
No, I mean, there were times maybe he dropped because I tried to, spice it up, but everybody knew. This year, he had dropped on his own merit, and now he's injured. So, a sad who's not climbing if we reveal it. Patrick, wow. Greg, look at you and me. Our two guys, side by side, dealing with injury. You won't even look at me. I was trying to empathize.
I mean, he was playing with a broken leg.
He was playing with a broken leg. He was playing with a broken leg. Patrick playing with a banged up knee. Maybe the lesson is don't play hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe the lesson is, you know what? If you're not feeling it, sit out. But those guys are all those top six
here.
all injured. And then go back to it, please.
It gets crazy at the.
Yeah, and then if we show you the bottom, Gardner Minshew.
Why not?
Tough spot. Well, I mean, he's off the mound. He's a starting quarterback for my team right now. Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders falls off the mountain, and the Jets logo stays off the mountain. I think there's an issue with Shedeur being off the mountain. We will address that in a bit.
Gardner Minshew's going to ball out, dude.
Minshew,
he's going to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I'm here to tell you, stay tuned for Nick's picks on Friday. Because we might have an unprecedented event with the Chiefs involving Nick's picks, but not in the direction they always have. Seventh row, back on the mountain. Cam Ward, he's on the mountain. I thought he was fine. Bryce drops. Jacoby Brissett, Jackson Dart stay where they are. Mariota moves back on the mountain. I got to tell you, I didn't like keeping Tua on the mountain. I didn't feel great about keeping Tua on the mountain. But of the people who aren't on the mountain, I didn't know who deserved a spot more than Tua, so Tua stays. And Phil Rivers, because evidently the whole media has made a pact to pretend that game wasn't televised.
He almost won.
And so
he almost beat one of the top teams in the league.
He threw the ball 27 times for 120 yards. It was not. Everyone just patronizes.
What do you want him to do?
He played within himself.
I'm not asking people to kill him for it. I am asking, can we not pretend like, man, he was great. That
2 weeks ago he was coaching high school football.
I'm aware.
He's a grandfather. I mean, that's
get it. But the Colts chose to start him over active NFL players because they thought they were going to have a better chance to win.
They almost won the game.
Instead, they got
the defense let them down.
The defense allowed zero touchdowns. The defense kept him in the game.
He was there.
Sixth row. I do Rivers then. I hope Rivers is your contributor.
There's only one.
Aaron Rodgers. Here's the deal, Aaron.
Oh.
If you see the rows above you, you were the hardest one to keep off the next row because I thought you played really well 2 weeks ago, which is why you moved up. Thought you played fine last night. You had an argument to move up. I don't know who we could move down on the rows above you, but Rodgers, consider yourself fifth row adjacent.
Oh.
Joe Burrow, he hasn't played very well since he came back. Just hasn't. Bake Show, Mountain's fair. I love you, Baker. It's been 6 weeks of poor football. It is what it is.
It's odd what's happened to Baker.
Yeah, I think he's going to bounce back, get ready for the playoffs. You know, he's always been a playoff performer, but he's got to get better. Tyler Shuck played well in a huge. Tyler Shuck's performance really helped out Baker. They're next to each other. J.J. McCarthy with the best game of his career. And Kirk Cousins. Listen, nobody has ever questioned Kirk Cousins' ability to get paid. And as he is pending release this summer, he might have put just enough on film to get one more. 1 year, $10 million. I think it's on the board. Cleveland? So shout out to Kirk Cousins. Maybe back in Minnesota. No, he's just back up J.J. McCarthy. Fifth row. Lamar moves up. Jalen Hurts moves up. Start with them. Lamar's game was weird. Dropped back 16 times, got sacked 4, had an unlucky pick, but the 8 passes he did complete were for 150 yards. They won in a rout. It never felt good having him on row 6 to begin with. He moves up. Jalen Hurts was 12 of 15. They won in a rout. Didn't feel right having him on row 6. He moves up. Purdy was just flat out excellent. And
thank you, Nick.
He was. Fair is fair. I've never said a single thing about Brock Purdy that's anything other than totally objective and fair. He moves up. Jared Goff, listen, you could argue flip-flop Rodgers and Goff because Goff's team lost, but Goff's played really well, like even in the losses.
He was good.
Right, he was really good in that game, so I didn't feel like I should move him down, or I felt like I should move him up. And Darnold, their inability to score in the red zone and have to kick all those field goals, I didn't think this was one of his better games. He drops just a bit. Row 4. Watch out now for C.J. Stroud. Are we finally moving past the long, long tail of the lecture that led to the losing? Maybe. He's playing his best football over the last month, and that team looks super dangerous. Caleb Williams coming off the best game of his career, the best throw of his career. Best game of his career might be too much, but given the context and given what they're playing for, Bo Nix definitively, it's the best game of his career. And I understand that Danny is going to be mad at me about this in an hour. I did not think Justin Herbert was awesome this weekend.
He wasn't.
They had one good drive at the end of the first half. He had one bad pick. He was fine. That was about the Chargers defense, and given the other players that needed to move up, Herbert drops just a bit. But shout out to the young guys in Stroud, Caleb, and Nix for all seemingly peaking at the right time. What's up?
I'm not even making a joke.
Yeah.
This is the highest Caleb's been since college, right? Or was he high?
I mean, he might have started his career this high, but it's the highest he's been since we've had NFL film of him for sure.
That's good.
That's what it is. And some would say, "Wow, Nick, you had the foresight to put him up here in college. You got there." Row 3. Speaking of foresight, so Dak and J-Lo, let's stay there. You could argue that Dak's, should be dropped because of his play this week, but I don't want to be too reactionary because over the course of the season, he's been better than everyone on the row beneath him. And so to me, it wasn't enough. Similar with Jordan Love, who didn't have a great week this week, but he's been better over the course of the year. And while we don't want to be reactionary, when one player has been the best player in football for the better part of a month and is coming off a 6-touchdown game and they're just blowing people out,
touchdowns.
And they have 10 wins despite being devastating injuries to the number 2 pick, his number 1 receiver part of the year, multiple guys on defense. Trevor Lawrence, the Prince, welcome back, my friend. They thought I left. We never left. You know it. Row 2. Now, KW, I know what you're thinking.
I think it was fair.
No, you don't.
I do.
Because when Matt Stafford threw a pick and they lost a game, you demanded he drop. So I know what you're thinking. Nick, how do you keep Drake May where he is? And my answer is I think his body of work has been good enough that he can sustain one game. You agree with me, right?
Stafford had he didn't throw just one pick that game, did he?
He threw two touchdowns, 2 picks, and they lost. Drake May threw 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, and they lost. But again, I think his body of work has been such, he gets to stay where he is. And of course, it's a little anticlimactic. Atop the mountain, for something like the 9th straight week, everybody's All-American, which used to be thrown around like a jab, and now it's a compliment.
He's good.
Absolutely.
Matt Stafford, who is 3 weeks away potentially from stamping a Hall of Fame case, because the Super Bowl championship plus a league
Does
MVP.
MVP do it without the Super Bowl? The second Super Bowl?
Yes, I think so. I think that he is a lock for the Hall of Fame by winning the MVP or by winning a second Super Bowl, and he might get both. But I think since he already has Super Bowl, if he gets MVP, he's in the Hall of Fame. Greg Jennings, you love the mountain.
The mountain it's good. It's
Thanks.
good. There's a couple issues that I have with the mountain. I do want to mention like the Stroud, Caleb, Nix, and Trevor. Those 4 individuals I thought this past week played great. Like some of the best football we've seen them play in a long time. Having said that, I know the mountain isn't left to right. Bo Nix, I would like to move Bo Nix up.
To replacing who?
To the third row. Oof. Trevor Mountain. The Prince being hard and Bo, it's a nice gesture. Like you talk about all the
Who did that?
all the excitement revolving around what Trevor Lawrence has been able to do in the 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it was impressive. It was so impressive. I had to remember, I had to look up who did they play because they had to.
Fair point.
And then I looked and it was like, they did it. The Jets.
The Jets curve.
And I was like, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, let me see what Bo Nix did. And I was doing some research because I don't think any of us probably watched this game. And he played the Packers.
Really? You
And he threw.
watched the game?
Yeah, he couldn't have. At least not the guy who was in charge of the mountain, because the last month of football has been outstanding for Bo. Obviously, it's been outstanding for Trevor. But if we look at their totality of the totality of the total
Totality. I got
totality
you, brother.
of the year.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Let's look at it.
Yeah.
Because you talked about, I mean, he's 10-4. That's excellent.
Wow.
That's great. That's great. Well, you know, Bo
Across
team is
the board,
12-2.
wow.
63% completion.
good.
I mean, Trevor's probably trying to get to 60. He's not quite there yet.
Completion percentage overrated metric. Everybody knows that. And you're not including Trevor's running.
We're not. Which if we were, I thought you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
If he's he has 29 touchdowns,
Yeah.
14 turnovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Bo would have 27 and 10.
Well, then why didn't you put that on there?
Because I wasn't going to put the
gotcha.
rushing.
All right,
I
yeah.
just wanted to focus on
So
this.
what your argument is, like, they are very similar, but Bo has been slightly better.
Bo has been better.
Okay.
And if, especially if we want to talk about the last month or so,
Oh, I don't think you want to do that.
you're just going to go. I mean, I think we do want to do it.
Okay, remember these stats,
I
America?
think we do want to do
That's
it.
great. I didn't
Because
know you were going to do this, but you are so cooked, bro.
it's okay because I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to go through. But when if I should have added the opponents.
Yes.
Well,
I should have added the
he
opponents,
didn't.
but I didn't.
Look at this.
But I didn't.
28, 70%, that's good.
Absolutely.
280. Now look at Trevor. Oh my. 36.
Let's look at it.
290.
Let's look
10
at it.
touchdowns, no turnovers. Passer rating, which some people like, 123. First, second, and third, and everything. You flip them back and forth, studio. Please tell me.
He does. Trevor's were better.
Until you identify who
have-
they played in those games.
Yes, you're
You
right.
guys, hold on. You guys played Washington, who was the week before this?
The Chiefs
No.
before that.
That wasn't the last 3 games.
The
It wasn't
last 4
three.
games.
But this is last 3. You guys
Chiefs
played the
was like
Raiders,
4.
Washington,
4
and the Packers.
This is the last
Raiders.
3.
The Raiders.
Light it
I
up.
understand that. But when you go back to where the line of demarcation of where he started to actually, he snatched the heart of Patrick Mahomes.
It's all true. I mean,
And then he
it's
started
silly to
excelling.
kick him while he's
Again,
down, but
I
that's
don't
fine.
want to bash Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence has been playing great ball.
Well,
but
yeah.
we have to change the narrative on Bo Nix. He's no longer just a fourth
I
quarter
agree.
comeback guy.
That's why look at who
been
he's next. He's
great.
next to
He's been
Caleb.
and he should be above Trevor
Okay,
because
again,
they've been winning because of what he's been able to do.
Okay.
Whether it's been in fourth quarter or for the duration of the game.
This past week, they won because of him. I will give him credit for that. Throughout the year, that was not the case. Meanwhile, Trevor, they've been winning because of the defense throughout the year, the course of the year.
If he didn't have the fourth quarter,
He's been excellent in fourth quarters, no doubt
it
about it.
matters. We
No,
can't.
Of course it matters. I'm giving him credit. I'm saying he hasn't been the driving force. Since the bye, the Jags, which is like 7 weeks ago for the Jags, they're averaging like 32 points a game. And can we just one more time, just real quick, just show Trevor the last 3 weeks, and then I'll go to you, Brew? Because Trevor the last 3 weeks has been, quite simply, the best quarterback in football. And again, I'm not. They're
He has
scoring
been great
36
for
a
3
game.
weeks.
He has 10 touchdowns and no turnovers. It's 300 yards a game.
The Jets, who else they play?
No way to tell.
mean-
but I'm here to tell you they're 3-0. Brew, go ahead.
Get Shedeur on the mountain.
Brew.
I think just by having the best game of every rookie this season, he should be on the mountain. And he did that. And I know Wilds is going to say, it was Tennessee. Tennessee played how many games? 14 games.
Yeah.
That means they faced 10 other quarterbacks
Sure.
or whatever. None of them, Greg, threw for 300 yards, except Shedeur Sanders in his third start
And that got him
in
on
the
the
NFL.
mountain. And then he played another
And it
game.
should keep him on the mountain. I get it. Look, Cam, who hasn't been great, has had the benefit of an entire offense being geared toward him. All right? Jackson Dart, similar. All the rookies basically have had the offense built around him. Not so for Shedeur. So I just think that should keep him on the mountain. All right, because he's had to step in there. He's had a lot of things against him. He's got the worst receiving core in the league. He's got one of the worst. Well, according to PFF, Pro Football Focus, which, they do that. They got him as the worst receiving core in the league. We saw Jerry Jeudy, Greg, have the ball right here.
Yes.
And the dude just took it from him. It was a touchdown.
One of his 3 interceptions.
Shedeur is also, would you admit, a very nice deep ball thrower.
Yeah.
Certainly among the rookies, I'd have to put him up there.
Yes, but the problem is, the best I can tell, that right now that's the only thing he does really well.
I think
he had one great game. He has also had two
great game.
really, really tough games. And I'm not
a porous offensive
I'm not,
line.
again, it's not like Cam Ward and Jackson Dart are dealing with all pros all around them. Tyler Shuck in New Orleans, not dealing with.
Speaking of Tyler Shuck,
you have more?
I got a bonus take.
Okay.
Can we move Bryce Young up for either Shuck or J.J. McCarthy? I mean, he's got this team in the playoff hunt. They could make the playoffs for the first time since Cam Newton was in town. In 10 years. First time. I get it that they had a bad loss to New Orleans, but hey, New Orleans is, playing footloose and fancy free. All right? Bryce threw 3 touchdowns a week ago, Greg, to beat the LA Rams.
Really focused on things from
last week.
It's a rich tapestry.
You have me believing that.
Hold on,
Shedeur
you
and
just
the
had a
Browns
graphic for the last 3 weeks. Both of y'all had graphics for the last 3 weeks.
But it was
You can't do
including
last week.
Yeah.
But it was including. But you're glossing over what happened most recently.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not glossing
Tyler
over. I'm
Shuck
just taking
outplayed
everything into consideration.
J.J. McCarthy
We're
had his
not
best
gonna
game
give
of the
Bryce
year.
Young any credit. This dude's career was hanging by a thread.
I wouldn't be using
And he has
past
come
tense.
here.
I think it's still hanging by a thread.
Not his career. Maybe, the contract. I wouldn't give him the contract yet. But he's shown that he's an NFL quarterback. And I don't think you can say Tyler Shuck's been fine. He's got six touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Here's the thing about Bryce. 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
And 190 yards
Shucks,
a game.
but still, 19-9 is better than what Shucks is. J.J. McCarthy's got a 72 passer
Listen,
rating.
J.J. got bumped because
He had a
the
great
best game of his
game.
life and outplayed Dak. But I'm not actually going to go to the mattresses for J.J. McCarthy. I've been impressed by Tyler Shuck, to be totally fair.
He can play a little bit.
And Bryce, to me, has
And
gotten
Bryce
a lot
can.
of.
I'm the Bryce
You don't
guy.
sound like
I
it.
did the Panthers
You should
on
be
the tiers
with me.
last
Bryce
week.
up.
KW.
Should Bryce be up?
They lost that game.
And he wasn't.
Bryce
They're
didn't do
7-7.
I know.
KW, this is you see how it still says Shedeur? Brew wasn't even supposed to do
Yeah,
this take.
No, I
Brew's
just
on
own this
second take. KW, go.
We have to go.
No,
No,
I
we have to go.
veto.
No,
Brew
we
doesn't
have
get
to
to
go.
do 2 and you get nothing.
You did 4.
That's not fair.
We're going.
You get to go.
No, we're
Go
coming
ahead,
up
Bob.
next. I will bake my Aaron Rodgers takes into this.
You were
next
gonna do
conversation.
Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay.
The Steelers a threat in the AFC.
Toss the question to yourself, KW.
I'm going
Just
to.
cook. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.